There's a really nice teaching. Here's in this Sefer, but it's, she took it from somewhere else. Sivan Rahamir's Parsha book on page 87. She says, there's a verse in our Parsha which says, Moshe is asking continuously to leave Egypt. And Pharaoh says, you can go, but you can't send, you have to leave your cattle back. This is after the 9th plague. And Moshe says, no, we need to go. We will not know how we will worship the Lord until we arrive there. Meaning, we need all the animals that we can bring. The simple reading is we need all of our animals because we don't know what God will want for us to use in a worship of God. But these commentators pick up on the language here. We do not know how we will worship the Lord until we arrive there. And pick up on this, and they basically say, you don't always know in the service of Hashem exactly what you have to do. There's not always a clear guideline. Also in life, you always have exact rules to know exactly what you need to do in exact moments. And sometimes it's a struggle to figure out what Hashem's will is. Sometimes people turn the service of Hashem into a rule book. Obviously, you have to follow the laws. There's a lot of areas where you have to really search hard to see what Hashem's will is in the moment. You don't always have exact guidelines for that. So the language here, that's the language of we will not know what we will need to do until we get there. So here's a quote from Professor Pinchas Peli. Moses' words, which sound like a declaration of intent, also reflect a profound theological truth. They teach us that there is no fixed preordained formula for worshiping God. True worship entails constant searching and discovery, agonizing trial and error, one step forward and two steps back, bold decisions and strengthening one's belief. Faith is not a bed of roses which awaits us at the end of the path, and we do not know how we will worship the Lord until we arrive there. I think that's an amazing statement, understanding. Avodat, service to Hashem, isn't always clear. You have to sometimes work really hard and search really hard and not stay stuck in what you think it should be or you think it's going to be, but to search, be open to discovering and trying out new things. And through that, you could find out what Hashem wants. Sometimes you don't always know, but you try your best. So she brings here a story, a Hasidic story, which really, kind of brings forward the same idea. Says a Chassid went to Rebbe. He goes, if you found, Rebbe asked one of his students, if you found a wallet full of money on Shabbat, what would you do? And would you pick it up? And the student goes, of course not. I wouldn't pick up the money on Shabbat. It's forbidden. And the Rebbe says, call him a fool. Get out of here. There's a student listening intently, and the Rebbe asked their students once more. Asked that student, so he asked him. The student immediately stood up. He goes, "What would you do?" He asked the student. The student said, "Of course." He goes, "Of course I would. Of course I would pick it up. Of course I would pick it up." The Rebbe goes, "You're a fool too. Get out of here." And so it comes up to the third student. He goes, "What would you do?" Now this guy's already what should I answer? Everything's. So he basically says, "I do not know what I would do. I would have an inner turmoil. Hopefully we'll reach the correct decision." So I don't know. Not every case is you get into this place of inner turmoil. You have to follow the halacha, the Jewish law. But this idea of the Rebbe's trying to impress on his students that it's not always clear exactly what you need to do. And we have to really search hard, not stay stuck in what we think we've always done, what we're accustomed to doing. We have to be open to discovery and trying new things. And through that, we can really serve Hashem on a high level. That's the meaning of that verse. We'll not know what we'll do until we get there.